Hello, people. Good afternoon. Welcome to our class. This is Wide Angle 3. Today is Wednesday, and it's June 8th, 2022. So, welcome to our class. And as you can see, we are doing Unit 5. Yes, almost half the book is gone. You see? How fast, isn't it? My goodness, every class, I really say the same because it's really fast, right? So let's take a look at our page on Google Classroom. Here we are. So as we said before, we are doing Unit 5, and more specifically, we are doing today Unit 5.3. Pages 58 to 59. We are going to finish page 58 actually, right? That we started last class. So let's just see here what we did last class on Monday. Okay, so let's take a look here. So Monday, June 6th, we did Unit 5.3, but only the beginning. Pages 57 and 58, we saw nouns plus prepositions. And then here we have a list of nouns we saw last class, like a member of, in reference to, a demand for, access to, a description of, an advertisement for, change in, and have interest in. We also saw phrasal verbs, some important phrasal verbs related to home, right? Because Unit 5 talks about home. So we saw some phrasal verbs like catch up, right? Like, I need to catch up on the news. Tell me everything. What's going on? The second, settle down. Paul should settle down and get married. He parties a lot. So he should be more like a family person. Get married, have children, okay? Stay more at home. Number 3, figure out. The students need to figure out the answers to those questions. So when you are doing a test, you need to figure out the solution to those questions, right? Especially if it's a math test. So you have to calculate everything. Do you like math, Rebecca?
No,
No. Okay, me
no,
neither. Yeah, me neither. I think it's very difficult.
me
But
too. I don't
yeah,
understand. I don't understand nothing.
I don't understand anything.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know it's really hard, but it takes time and practice. I guess the more you practice, the better you become. So, math requires a lot of exercises. You have to solve many questions until you are confident. So it
yeah.
all takes practice. Yeah. So figure out, okay? Number 4, get rid of. It's when you become free from something that is not good for you, okay? So it's a very colloquial phrasal verb. Why don't you get rid of these useless things? Donate them. Imagine you have a lot of things at home that you don't use anymore. So you can get rid of them by donating or selling, right? Check on. I always check on my mother to see if she's all right. I call her or text her once a day. So to check on someone is to make sure this person is okay, all right, okay? Actually, you want to check, you want to verify. So you either call or you send a message or you go visit that person, right? To know if the person is okay. And the last one, hurry up. So if you want to arrive on time, you should hurry up. You're late. So we usually say hurry up when we want people to do things faster or to go faster. Okay, so they can finish the task. All right, so there we go. This is what we saw last class on Monday. Hi, Kawani. Good afternoon. Welcome. Good to see you. Are you
Hi,
okay?
teacher. Good to see you too.
Oh, how nice, Kawani. It's a pleasure to see you. So I'm just revising what we did on Monday, okay? We talked basically about nouns plus preposition and phrasal verbs, okay? The phrasal verbs are also here for you to review, okay? After that, we talked about levels of formality. So when we are formal or informal, depending on the situation, okay? So this was on Monday, all right? So let's go back to our class today and let's see it. There you are. So today, if you have the book, open your books, please, to page 58, exercise number 8. Let's take a look there. Okay, here we are. So we are going to do the last part here about formal or informal speaking, okay? So remember, we saw this last class here, distinguishing levels of formality, okay? Here you are, okay? So let's just review the idea so we can do the activity, okay? So listening to the way a person speaks can help you understand the level of formality of a situation. Pay attention to the vocabulary, contractions, and sentence structure that speakers use. So whenever we are speaking in an informal way, there are a lot of contractions, a lot of idioms, phrasal verbs, okay? In informal situations, people use shorter, simpler sentences that are often more contractions and informal or idiomatic vocabulary. Example, I'm traveling a lot for work, but it's my dream. So as you can see here, we have a contracted verb to be, okay? So in formal situations, people often use long sentences and more complex language. They avoid contractions and use more standard vocabulary. Example, although the position requires a large amount of travel, I believe deeply in the work. So you see, sentences are usually longer. Okay. All right. So now let's take a look at the listening part here. All right. So listen to these pairs of sentences. Notice the vocabulary contractions, and sentence structure. For each sentence, choose informal or formal. So as you can see here, there are numbers and you have A and B. So you should decide whether A is formal or informal, and the same with letter B, okay? So let's listen up.
1. A. I really am very sorry, but I don't think I'll be able to come tomorrow. B. Sorry, but I can't come tomorrow. 2. A.
Thank you for the delicious meal.
B.
Thanks for dinner.
3. A. Do you understand what I mean? B. Did you get that? 4. A.
That's wrong.
B.
I think you might be mistaken.
5. A. Hurry up, will you? B. Would you mind walking a little more quickly? 6. A. Sorry, what's your name? B. Excuse me, would you mind telling me your name?
All right, people, was the audio okay? Could you hear properly? Yes?
Yes, teacher.
All right, I will play again, okay? Don't worry. Hi, Manu. Welcome. Good to see you.
Hello.
Hello, dear. Good afternoon. Good to see you. All right, we are doing page, let me show you the page again here. This is page number 58, activity 8, okay? This is what we are doing. We are listening so we can identify if the sentence is formal or informal, okay? So I will play again. Pay attention.
1. A. I really am very sorry, but I don't think I'll be able to come tomorrow. B. Sorry, but I can't come tomorrow. 2. A.
Thank you for the delicious meal.
B.
Thanks for dinner.
3. A. Do you understand what I mean? B. Did you get that? 4. A.
That's wrong.
B.
I think you might be mistaken.
5. A. Hurry up, will you? B. Would you mind walking a little more quickly? 6. A. Sorry, what's your name? B. Excuse me, would you mind telling me your name?
Okay, all right. So let's check out the answers. The first one, guys, formal or informal? Really?
Formal.
Yes, okay. And letter B?
Informal.
Yes, very good. Now number 2.
Formal.
Great. Letter B?
Informal.
Yes, excellent. Number 3?
Formal.
Yes. Letter B?
Informal.
Okay, very good. You did a great job. Now let's see number 4.
Informal.
Ah, excellent. Letter B.
Formal.
Okay. Number 5.
Informal.
Yes. Letter B.
Formal.
Formal. Number 6. Letter A.
Informal.
And letter B.
Formal.
Great. Very good. Check it out. Yay. Everything right. Congratulations. That's really good. So you got it. Now I will play just one more time with the script so you can recheck your answers. Okay. So let's see that again.
One. A. I really am very sorry, but I don't think I'll be able to come tomorrow. B. Sorry, but I can't come tomorrow. 2. A.
Thank you for the delicious meal.
B.
Thanks for dinner.
3. A. Do you understand what I mean? B. Did you get that? 4. A.
That's wrong.
B.
I think you might be mistaken.
5. A. Hurry up, will you? B. Would you mind walking a little more quickly? 6. A. Sorry, what's your name? B. Excuse me, would you mind telling me your name?
All right, people. So you got it? Yes, everything just the way we checked. All right. So did you see the difference, right? Depending on the situation, we should be more formal. Okay. And this is nice to pay attention to because it helps us communicate better. Okay. Now let's take a look at page number 59, I think. Let me see here. Yeah, I guess it's 59. All right, so 59, activity 9. First of all, guys, take a look at this picture. What can you see in the picture? Who are these people? What are they doing?
Médecins Sans Frontières.
Oh, yes, Médecins Sans Frontières in French. Very good. Medicine Without Frontiers. I guess that's the name in English. Not so sure. But yes, exactly. Very good, Kawani. So this man here, he's a doctor and he's examining this baby here, right? And probably they are from a local community or a local town. And these doctors, they usually travel and visit places, far away places, to help people in need. Okay? Especially people who are sick or have suffered any kind of natural disaster. Okay? So listen to Nikki interview Dr. Pierre Dubois from Médecins Sans Frontières. Notice how her language is more formal in this situation. Number the questions in the order you hear them. So before you number the questions, before you do the activity, I would like you just to listen, okay? Don't worry about the activity now. listen to the audio and notice the language they use. That's good for now, okay? So let's listen to that.
Hello, Dr. Dubois. Thank you very much for agreeing to this interview.
My pleasure. I'm very pleased to tell you about the work we do at MSF, Médecins Sans Frontières.
Oh, I have here Doctors Without Borders. Is it correct that MSF is also known as Doctors Without Borders?
Yes, that's correct. We use both the English and French. MSF is easier.
Could you please start by explaining what MSF does?
Certainly. We provide healthcare around the world.
I see. Do you mind telling me what your role is?
I am part of an emergency medical team. I am the medical coordinator. I make sure we get healthcare, clean water, and so on where it's really needed quickly.
Does your job require much travel?
Although the position requires a large amount of travel, I believe deeply in the work. It can be tiring to travel so frequently.
What would you say is the greatest difficulty in your work?
We have to be ready to travel at a moment's notice. I could get a call while we are talking now, for example, and I would need to leave for the airport.
Incredible.
So that makes it very difficult to have a home life.
Is having no home a cause of regret for you?
Not at all. I am pleased that I do not own a house, in fact. For me, home is wherever I'm needed.
That's an interesting view. Can you tell me a little more about that?
All right, very interesting, isn't it, guys? So, did you manage to notice the language they use? And especially the lady, when she's talking to the doctor, and she's very polite and she uses formal language. Did you notice that? All right. Now we are going to listen one more time, but with the script, okay? I would like you to number the questions below in the order you hear them. To do this activity, I'd like to read the questions first, okay? Since we need to be alert to the sequence of the questions, okay? So let's see. Letter A says, do you mind telling me what your role is? First of all, do you understand the meaning of the word role? What is role, guys? What does it mean?
Maybe the circo, buraco?
Sorry?
Maybe circo, buraco in Portuguese.
No, no. That would be the word whole. Whole, yes. When we use this, you are mixing up this, which is buraco, and this. Okay? They are two different words. So a hole is usually a place where you can insert something, like you can open, you can dig a hole on the ground so you can hide something, or there is a hole on the wall so you can see through it, okay? But here we are talking about roll, okay? So I really like your example, and it's very easy to mix them up because they are very similar, okay? So we can say whole and maybe understand a different thing, but here the pronunciation is roll, roll, okay? And what is the meaning of roll? Can you tell us? Can anybody tell us?
That's the first time that I hear this word.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so great opportunity to learn a new word. So a role is your responsibility. It's your job, your position. It's the job you have to perform. Okay. So if you ask me, Simone, what is your role at this course, Oxford? What is your role? And I will tell you, I am a teacher. So my role is to help students learn the language. Okay. That is my role, to be a facilitator and help my students achieve their goals in the language. Okay. That is my role. That's my responsibility. Okay. In Portuguese, it's very common to translate role for papel, okay? Especially if we're talking about drama, like soap operas or even theater, like plays, right? So if you were talking about a character in a play or a soap opera, we usually refer to that character as a role. So, for example, let's see the 9 o'clock soap opera. Okay. Do you know the name of the 9 o'clock soap opera? What's the name? I know you may not even watch TV because you study a lot. I don't watch TV either because at this time I'm still going home. I'm on my way home. So I usually don't watch the soap opera. But on Saturdays, I get home earlier. So I'm able to watch some TV. And then sometimes I watch this TV show, the soap opera, and it's usually at 9 o'clock, 9:30. Okay. So the 9 o'clock soap opera is called here in Brazil. I think it's only one word, right? Yeah. This is the name of the soap opera. Have you ever seen any chapter or any scene from this soap opera?
No, never.
No, never. Okay. Yeah, this soap opera plays on Global, okay? On Global TV. Okay. So why am I talking about it? Because I'm giving an example. Okay. Suppose I have a friend. Suppose, okay, I have a friend who works at this soap opera. Okay. By the way, people, if you don't understand, soap opera is the same as novela in Portuguese. Okay. So the 9 o'clock soap opera, I'm referring to that TV show that Brazilians in general watch at around 9:30 on Global TV. Okay? So the name of this current soap opera is Pantanal. And I'm saying that I have a friend who works at this soap opera. He's an actor and he works there. His name is Marcos Palmeira. Do you know this actor? Do you know Marcos Palmeira?
No.
No, never heard. So let me show you a picture, okay, of this actor. He's an actor. Okay, guys. So let me show you a picture of Marcos Palmeiras. Marcos Palmeiras, I think. Yes. All right. Okie dokie, guys. So I will show you a picture of this actor. Just give me a minute. All right. So let me show you a picture. Yes, I will show you his picture right now. Yes, here he is. Okay, can you see that? This is the actor I'm talking about. His
Oh,
name,
okay.
yes, his name is Marcos Palmeira, all right? And he is on Pantanal now, okay? He is on the soap opera. Yes, here you can see him better. So, now back to our book. Here, he is on Pantanal. So what is his role in the soap opera? What is his role? So, oh my God. What's his role in the soap opera? Who knows? Which character does he play? So the answer is he is, I think, I'm not sure. I think he is José Leôncio. Okay? So we can also say here that he plays, okay? He plays José Leôncio. That is his role, okay? That's why we sometimes translate the word role to papel in Portuguese, okay? All right, people, do you understand?
Yes.
Yes, here, the name of the, I'm making a mess here. Sorry. The name of the, the TV show is Soap Opera, not Sopa, okay? It was a misspelling there. So, Soap Opera, what is his role? Oh, he plays José Leôncio, okay? So, and yeah, as a matter of fact, I know him because he has a little store in Leblon where he sells organic food, organic vegetables, some smoothies, and he has a very healthy conscience. He is really worried about a person's health. So he cultivates, he grows organic vegetables in his farm. And then he takes the products to his store in Leblon where he sells his goods there. It's like a small grocery shop. So you can buy potatoes, you can buy some vegetables there like lettuce, cauliflower, broccoli, and everything organic. So it's very nice. And yes, Marcos Palmeira is the owner of the shop. So every now and then, when you go to his shop, you can meet him there. Now I don't think he's going because he is in Mato Grosso shooting the soap opera. But when he is not shooting, He is mostly there in his shop. Okay. All right, people. So why am I talking about it? Because I want to explain the meaning of the word role. So is it clear for you, the meaning of the word role? Yes?
Yes.
Okay. Is it clear to everyone? Okay. So the first question is that she asks the doctor about his role in the institution, right? So is it correct that MSF is also known as Doctors Without Borders? This is another question she asks. Next one. Is having no home a cause of regret for you? So, what's the meaning of the word regret? Do you know?
It's like se arrepender, arrepender.
Yes, that's true. Exactly. And here it's a noun, not a verb. So here the word regret means arrependimento, okay? Because it's not a verb here in the sentence, right? So it's a noun. So is having no home a cause of regret for you? Because most doctors who work for Doctors Without Borders, they travel all the time. So they don't have a home to call their own because they're always on the move, right? So that's her question. Letter D. Could you please start by explaining what MSF does? Next one. What would you say is the greatest difficulty in your work? And letter F, does your job require much travel? So these are the questions. Okay. Now let's listen and mark from 1 to 6 according to the order you hear them. Okay. So let's do it.
Hello, Dr. Dubois. Thank you very much for agreeing to this interview.
My pleasure. I'm very pleased to tell you about the work we do at MSF, Médecins Sans Frontières.
Oh, I have here Doctors Without Borders. Is it correct that MSF is also known as Doctors Without Borders?
Yes, that's correct. We use both the English and French. MSF is easier.
Could you please start by explaining what MSF does?
Certainly. We provide healthcare around the world.
I see. Do you mind telling me what your role is?
I am part of an emergency medical team. I am the medical coordinator. I make sure we get healthcare, clean water, and so on where it's really needed quickly.
Does your job require much travel?
Although the position requires a large amount of travel, I believe deeply in the work. It can be tiring to travel so frequently.
What would you say is the greatest difficulty in your work?
We have to be ready to travel at a moment's notice. I could get a call while we are talking now, for example, and I would need to leave for the airport.
Incredible.
So that makes it very difficult to have a home life.
Is having no home a cause of regret for you?
Not at all. I am pleased that I do not own a house, in fact. For me, home is wherever I'm needed.
That's an interesting view. Can you tell me a little more about that?
So she asks a lot of questions, doesn't she? So, All right, do you remember the sequence? Which question does she get to ask first?
If he has no, sorry.
No problem, that's okay. Do you want to listen one more time?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it.
Hello, Dr. Dubois. Thank you very much for agreeing to this interview.
My pleasure. I'm very pleased to tell you about the work we do at MSF, Médecins Sans Frontières.
Oh, I have here Doctors Without Borders. Is it correct that MSF is also known as Doctors Without Borders?
Yes, that's correct. We use both the English and French. MSF is easier.
Could you please start by explaining what MSF does?
Certainly. We provide healthcare around the world.
I see. Do you mind telling me what your role is?
I am part of an emergency medical team. I am the medical coordinator. I make sure we get healthcare, clean water, and so on where it's really needed quickly.
Does your job require much travel?
Although the position requires a large amount of travel, I believe deeply in the work. It can be tiring to travel so frequently.
What would you say is the greatest difficulty in your work?
We have to be ready to travel at a moment's notice. I could get a call while we are talking now, for example, and I would need to leave for the airport.
Incredible.
So that makes it very difficult to have a home life.
Is having no home a cause of regret for you?
Not at all. I am pleased that I do not own a house, in fact. For me, home is wherever I'm needed.
That's an interesting view. Can you tell me a little more about that?
All right. Okay, great. So what is the first question she asks him?
Letter B.
Letter B. Okay, good. What is the second question?
D.
All right, very good. And the third question?
F.
Letter
F.
F. Okay, let's see. Let's check that. Question number 4.
No. The number 3 is letter A.
Oh, okay. Number 4, F.
Yes.
Good. Number 5.
E.
Okay. And finally, number 6.
It's the letter C.
Yes. Okay, let's check that answer. Let's check everything. Yes, congratulations. Woohoo. Very good. Excellent. That's really good. Congratulations. All right. So, as you noticed, the person who is interviewing Dr. Pierre Dubois is, I don't know, probably someone from the city or like a journalist, because the questions are so nice and elaborate and they're mostly formal. Okay. So as you can see, the language she uses is formal. She's talking to a doctor. Okay. Now, all right. So here in number 10, they want us to answer the questions in exercise 9, but then I think we would better move on. So I will just show the answers and you can take a picture, okay? So let's see that. All right. So here we have the answers. You can take a picture. What does the person do? He asks, let me see the first question here. Do you mind, question number 1, is it correct that MSF is also known as Doctors Without Borders? So the answer is yes. Okay. Question number 2. Could you please start by explaining what MSF does? So here he explains, MSF takes aid to people in need when there is a natural disaster or emergency. Okay, number 3. Do you mind telling me what your role is? So he says, he's the medical coordinator in an emergency medical team. Okay. So he works with emergencies and he is a coordinator. Okay. Number 4. Does your job require much travel? Yes, it does. And here they put that it's very tiring because he's always traveling, but I think he likes it. Okay. Otherwise, he wouldn't do it. So, question number 5. What would you say is the greatest difficulty in your work? Here we have the answer. Being ready to travel immediately. So you don't have much time to pack and get organized to go. You just have to go. Okay, very fast. Now, number 6, is having no home a cause of regret for you? No. He's pleased he doesn't own a home. So he likes it. He's okay about it. He doesn't really care much about it. Okay. By the way, guys, the word pleased is the same as satisfied, okay, in Portuguese. He's satisfied. He's okay. He's happy that he doesn't have a home, okay? Because that would be more difficult for him to travel all the time, okay? All right. Now, let's check out the activity here, number 11. Think of jobs that involve a lot of travel. Why do you think some people like to do these jobs? Would you like to have a job that involves a lot of travel? That's a question for you. Would you like to travel for work all the time?
All the time, I don't think so, but I think it's cool.
Uh-huh. Yes, it's interesting. Imagine you get paid to travel. So it can be interesting, right? I don't know if I would do it because I have my family. I have my mother, I have my dog, and my nephews, but I don't know. A lot of people like traveling for work, and they make a lot of money, right? So let's take a look at some examples of jobs that require traveling, okay? So let's watch this. Here in this video, we are going to see 15 high-paying jobs that allow you to travel the world, okay? So let me just turn off the mic.
$1,000 per year. If you have a shopping habit, you're fine. Most of us dream of travel, of chasing the endless summer. Can you imagine being paid to do this? We can, which is why we've compiled a list of 15 high-paying jobs that allow you to travel the world. Number 1. Luxury retail buyer, $60,000 to $104,000 per year. If you have a shopping habit your finances can't keep up with, then a career in fashion buying is a dream come true. It's not all runways and fashion weeks, but there's plenty of that too. You'll attend trade shows and conferences all about the future of fashion, what to expect next season, and how to get your hands on it. From there, it involves having a keen eye for data, knowing what sells and what doesn't, and picking the perfect price points for your market. Once you've built up a reliable list of vendors, you'll be able to buy as you fill the decision seat of what makes it into the store and what doesn't. Number 2. Travel writer, $54,000 to $94,000 per year. It's a competitive market, but travel writing is a great way to bring home the bacon while sampling breakfast buffets and beds across the globe. If you have a way with words and can easily decipher the next hot travel spot, then you could do well as a freelance writer. There are a few golden opportunities to write full-time for a single publication, but these are rare. For the most part, you'll be pitching stories to various publications and selling your articles one by one. There are also sites where you can respond to assignments requesting freelance travel writers to complete a specific review. As you're most likely freelancing, the income varies based on the frequency you're published, but often travel costs are paid for, or at the very least, it's a tax deduction, so it's a win-win. Number 3. Working for the United Nations, $67,000 to $123,000 per year. Believe it or not, you don't need to be a senior politician or an expert on international relations to work for the UN. There are plenty of opportunities in all industries. The UN is a massive employer and runs projects all over the globe, so they need a huge number of skills. From IT to HR, you can jump on their employment opportunities website and browse by location and industry. Once you've done all the relevant security clearances and have your first role, you can look to relocate within the organization and work all over the place. And Luxers, don't forget to quickly hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a single one of our daily.
Desculpa atrapalhar o seu vídeo, mas eu tenho uma pergunta rápida para te fazer.
That's boring, isn't it, guys? So I will skip the announcement and then we go on with the video, okay? Just a second. But did you see the first few jobs they mentioned? One has to do with fashion, right? Like fashion designers. They travel everywhere, of course, to show, to display their collections, right? So every season they need to have a different collection, and there are fashion shows everywhere. So they need to showcase their designs. The other one they mentioned is working for the United. Oh man, I forgot the name. My mind is, yeah. So UN, United Nations. So if you work for the UN, you can have a great opportunity to travel, right? So you will get to know different places, and there are many job opportunities for UN, for the UN. It's interesting. One very important thing is you need to speak English, right? That's basic. So let's take a look at the next one. I will just try to fast forward so we don't watch the announcements.
Number 4, geopolitical analyst, $51,000 to $92,000 a year. If you have a degree in anything from law to engineering, finance to mining, you can take your career on the road as a geopolitical analyst. It does help to have a post-grad degree in politics and economics, but with this powerful combination, you're an asset to a multinational company or any business with interests or assets in foreign countries. They will generally have an office in any of these countries and need geopolitical analysts to help them understand any risks or security threats to their investments in that country. You'll be spending anything from months to years in one region, and from that base, probably enjoy quite a bit of regional travel. Number 5, oil rig worker, $60,000 to $150,000 a year. Oil and gas is generally mined in remote or offshore locations. This means that if you're in the industry, you can count on plenty of travel in your career. The salaries are in the upper regions because the industry demands a lot of high-skilled staff from geologists to engineers. Unfortunately, you'll be working in some pretty remote or ocean-bound rig locations, but there are longer off periods where you'll have the opportunity to explore the region you're working in or fly home if you prefer. Number 6, construction manager, $86,000 to $120,000. If you're lucky enough to be in construction and work for one of the large construction firms, you could have the opportunity to apply for work on overseas projects. The pay is top drawer. Plus, for the inconvenience of travel, many firms offer per diem and relocation benefits. And it's not only top management roles that allow you to travel in the construction industry. Plenty of lower-level jobs could give you a foot in the door to travel with construction work, as many companies relocate their own support staff for larger projects as well. And Luxers, if you're in this field and looking for a home away from home while you're on contract, use Airbnb. It's the perfect tool to find great places to rest your head. We always use it in our travels, so we partnered with them to give you a great discount. Go to alux.com/Airbnb and get $25 off your first trip. Number 7, technology evangelist, $56,000 to $120,000 a year. Don't head off to Bible school just yet. This one is not for a religious experience. A technology evangelist is the person responsible for bringing awareness and winning mass audiences over to new technology or platforms. Think of Adobe or Windows launching a new product or software. The technology evangelist will be sent around the globe to promote this through road shows, media interviews, events, or demonstrations. You're halfway there if you have a technical skill like architecture, design, or programming that uses specialized software or hardware. Then brush up your sales and marketing skills and you could excel in this field and convert new users as you travel the world. Number 8, travel nurse, $60,000 to $120,000 per year. If you think about it, everywhere you go, there are nurses and medics. Stadiums, cruise ships, live events, NGOs, disaster zones, and resorts. Being a traveling nurse can really offer you an opportunity to see the world as you relocate every 13 to 26 weeks on the average contract. The shift schedules allow you a lot of time off to travel or take a few weeks after one contract and explore before moving on to your next location. While it can be emotionally taxing if you're involved in relief aid, you can always take a little break in between and treat some sunburns and seasickness on a cruise ship for a few months. Number 9, athletic recruiter, $50,000 to $80,000. Professional sports is big business, and sourcing talents is a highly competitive market. If you've had experience as a professional athlete or have a successful coaching career and are ready to spread your wings, then becoming an athletic recruiter could fit like a glove. The annual salary might not be a major draw card, but there are incentives and bonuses if you score a touchdown. You'll be responsible for attending high school, college, or regional sports fixtures globally and eyeing out the next Ronaldo or Messi. Number 10. Foreign Affairs, Diplomat, $30,000 to $100,000 a year. From 18-month to 5-year contracts, you could base yourself in countries around the world while representing your country as a diplomat. The salaries vary widely depending on the country you live in, but then again, so do the responsibilities. A U.S. diplomat is quite a tall order and the role is intense, but for a smaller country based in a more remote region, it could be just a few events and attending a meeting once in a while. However, in other regions, you might be involved in economic policy making or even peacekeeping efforts. Number 11. Forest Firefighter, $50,000 to $80,000.
Você sempre foi uma pessoa calada, tímida, desde criança?
All right, people, I guess it's enough. This video is a little bit long and it offers a lot of ideas, you know, for people who like traveling and would like to have a job that requires traveling. So I will post the video for you on Google Classroom so you can see this video later, all right? But from the positions they've given so far, which job do you think is interesting for you? What would you like to do? Do you have any idea? Or would you like to travel on business or to get paid to travel? Yes or no, guys? Would you like to travel and get money out of it? So get paid only to travel and do your thing?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. That's really good, isn't it? So we saw we saw some great ideas from the video about people who travel and make a lot of money, right? So you can be a travel nurser, a traveler nurse, a nurse who travels and helps people, right? If you like to choose this career, if you like being a nurse, or you can be, you can work on a ship as a crew member. Yeah, this is nice too. You can be a crew member on a ship. So you travel a lot. Another one, you can be a technology evangelist. That was really nice, I thought, because you get paid to persuade people to use the new software that has just been launched. So if you are like, suppose you work for Microsoft, and then whenever they release a new software, like a new Windows, then you would go around, go to special places so people could start using it. And it's a nice job, isn't it? Technology evangelist. That's interesting. So you see, there are some unusual jobs that we don't really hear much about, but there are people doing them and they are making a lot of money, right? So just before we go, let's take a look at grammar in context, ED and ING adjectives. So what are these things, people? Let's take a look here. Look, we use adjectives ending in ED to talk about a person's feelings. We usually use them after the verb to be, and they are often followed by a preposition. Example, I'm very pleased to tell you about the work we do at MSF. So here we have the adjective, pleased, okay? So this is how the person feels. That's why here they're saying that it has to do with how you feel, your feelings towards something. We use adjectives ending in ing to talk about a quality someone or something has, like a feature, a characteristic, okay? We can use them after the verb to be or before a noun. So example, my job's exciting, or that's an interesting view, okay? So we are talking about the characteristics of something or someone, okay? Then we use the adjective with the suffix ing. So let's take a look at some examples here. Yes, look, people. Number 12, choose the correct option to complete these sentences. So here we have two adjectives, right? So Charles was, that Nikki's bag was so small. So how did he feel? Surprised, of course, okay? So he was surprised that Nikki's bag was so small. So this is how he felt, okay? So he's talking here about his feelings, or someone is talking about his feelings, Charles' feelings. Number 2, Nikki thinks it's to travel to Europe. Now it's a characteristic, okay? So Nikki is not talking about her feelings, how she feels, but she's talking about traveling to Europe. So what is her opinion about traveling to Europe? It's exciting. Okay, girls, she thinks it's exciting. All right? So now let's see the next one. Her family feels about her future. Here, it's very clear that they are talking about feelings. So her family feels worried. Okay, good. Now, number 4. Dr. Dubois has a very what do you think? We are talking about his job, not about how he feels. We are just saying the characteristic of his job. So it's very tiring, okay? Number 5, he was very to talk about MSF. So how did he feel? Pleased. Very good. Okay. Nikki and Dr. Dubois aren't that they don't own a home. Now it's about their feelings. It's how they feel, okay? They aren't disappointed, okay? So let's check the answers. All right, everything correct. So to help you on this, we can do this final part here just to close, but I also posted something about these adjectives on Google Classroom for you, okay? Choose from the adjectives in exercise 12 to complete these sentences. The first one, we enjoyed the flight, but the meal was, what do you think? The meal was disappointing. Okay. Number 2, tomorrow's trip to Paris will be great. I can't sleep. How do you feel? Excited. Yes, excited in Portuguese is the same as animada or animado, okay? Number 3, this is a very safe neighborhood, so you shouldn't feel about going out at night. You shouldn't feel worried about going out. Number 4, after all day in the hot sun, we returned home and ready for bed. Tired, that's the best option. And finally, it was that the hotel had rooms available in August. Surprising, okay? It was surprising that the hotel had rooms available in August. So let's check the answers. Everything okay? Don't worry if we haven't had enough practice on this during class. You will be able to practice this when you do your homework, okay? And also the online practice. We are not going to do numbers 15 or 16. So let's see, what did we learn today? Today we talked about formal and informal language when we are speaking, right? We could identify the difference. We confronted a couple of sentences here where we could see the formal way and the informal way of saying the same thing. Then the next page, we saw an interview between Nikki and Dr. Pierre Dubois. He is from Médecins Sans Frontières, and he works as a coordinator. So we listened and we put the questions that were asked in a sequence, in order. Okay. And then in the end, we saw some adjectives that were used in the interview, okay, that end in ed and ing, right? So we could see the difference between them, but we still need to practice this a little bit more, okay? Whenever we use an adjective ending in ed, we are talking about how we feel, okay? And when we use an adjective with ing, we are giving our opinion about something or something, okay? About someone or something. So a person, for example, can be interesting. I can say that, oh, that guy is really interesting. So I'm giving my opinion about that guy, all right? And I can say, I'm interested in languages. So this is how I feel in relation to languages, okay? So let's see our page on Google Classroom. Here, this is what we saw today, okay? Let me make it a little bigger. Oh, that's way too big. Sorry. So this is what we saw today. Identifying formal and informal speech, jobs that require traveling, ed and ing adjectives. For homework, Let me edit this. Okay, so we can add the homework there. Oops, sorry. Okay, I know it's time to go. So the homework will be online practice, unit 5.3, okay, and the worksheets we posted. Actually, I think I posted only one worksheet, but it's interesting for you to check the sites we posted here as well, okay? So here there are some sites that you should check out. And here we have the worksheet about the adjectives, okay? So try to do it. All right, people, it was a pleasure having you here today. Thank you so much. Let me take a final picture. Okay, so thank you so much, Rebecca, Kawane, Manu, and everybody who is watching the video. And make sure you post the print of the video on Google Classroom to replace your class. Okay, I'm getting a cold, I think. Yeah, I think it's because of the weather. It's different now, so it's getting a little cold. But anyway, people, thank you so much. Have a nice weekend. Enjoy your weekend.
Bye bye, teacher.
Bye bye, girls. Thank you so much. Bye. You too, dear. Have a nice weekend. Take care. Okay, thank you. Bye bye.